Black Diamond Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Prodigy, coming to you live and direct from the Vista. Smoke me out, fam, with all the dankest of dank shit. On my left, the oldest ninja in the world, old ninja.
What are you doing, Step Targaryen?
On my far right, engineering on the ones that choose, choking people out on the threes and fours, Chronos.
Just a reminder, mermaids aren't real, but racism is. Also, congratulations to the chins.
Wow.
Last but not least, we got your boy Blue.
Ariel isn't black. Ariel isn't black. Well, she about to be black today.
Damn.
If you don't know where that came from.
Yeah. All right, we back up
Check
in
it
this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Kronos, you usually start us off with some type of statistical analysis,
I
breakdown.
I do have the stats. The listener of the week would be Lauren. Thank you very much for listening. Definitely appreciate it. And
Warren Hill?
No.
Oh.
Maybe.
Yeah. She would show up late to every podcast. So, that's a good joke. Just saying.
I almost spit out my yak.
And the first in the chat would be my lovely daughter.
All right. Old Ninja, you pour out something. It's got to be urban. What you doing this week and for hopes to do?
Where am I? Oh, all right. We're gonna pour out some shit.
Gonna pour out some shit. All right.
No,
That's dramatic.
it is traumatic. I mean, you could, but what do I guess I'm trying to think. What the hell do they serve? Oh, we're gonna pour out some Louis the 14th, Louis the 13th. Sorry, Louis the 13th. No, that's 14th. We're gonna pour some out this week. We're gonna start with P&B Rock, as I call him, peanut butter and jelly. Even though it's not his name. Born Rakim Allen. He's a rapper who had dropped 2 albums in between 2017 and 2019. Catch These Vibes and Trap Star turned pop star. He's put out hits like Every Day We Lit with YFN Lucci in 2017 and Dangerous with Meek Mill and singer Jeremy. I guess it's pronounced Jeremiah, but everyone pronounces it Jeremy. I don't know why. That single came out in 2018. Every Day We Lit peaked at number 33 in the Billboard Hot 100. Dangerous peaked at 31. 2019, he released Leave 'Em Alone with singer Leighton Green and rappers Lil Baby and the City Girls. His most current single was released 12 days ago, titled Love Me Again. He was shot and killed during a robbery while at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles on Monday. He posted that he and a female friend were eating at the location on Instagram shortly before assailants took his jewelry and shot him.
Yeah, I thought the girlfriend had tweeted out because he had people. He knew people were like trying to like rob from him, and like he hasn't been tweeting out. But his girl happened to tweet out that they were at Roscoe's and they showed up. And
apparently, from what it looks like, LAPD has said that they both tweeted out. I guess they literally there's a tweet that I guess that shows their location, but it shows a picture of the food that they're about to eat.
Iconic.
I know the person hasn't been apprehended, most likely, but
no, they have not.
But hold on. Let's put all the fucking blame on the murderer.
Yeah.
Not the tweeter.
Yeah,
not the Instagram poster.
I haven't said anything about blame or post.
But a lot of people have. A lot of people have, like, given her a whole lot of fucking grief. Imagine seeing your boyfriend get brutally murdered in front of his chicken and waffles and in front of you, and a lot of the idiots on the internet want to blame you for it. There's somebody with a gun that did a murder.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what
the
fuck?
Outside in a public place.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like 50 million people right now on Instagram posting pictures of food that they're eating. So
it's all bad. Yeah, but
it's to be human.
True. P&B Rock, he was 30.
Damn, young dude.
Only 30. So I mean, just because you put a post out there that doesn't, especially with food, you put a post of food, but it gave away your location. Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle is a very popular and famous LA spot. So it's, once that was posted, a lot of people know where you're at. Apparently, there's been people that have tried to rob him before. So they showed up to the spot, and the assailant had a weapon and shot him several times.
Yeah. But remember too, like just flashback to what was it, like 2 or 3 years ago when Nipsey Hussle got killed. There was no like Instagram or Twitter stuff going on. He just an asshole fucking murdered him, and you blame the asshole. Like I don't get it.
Yeah, and in Nipsey's case, he was at his place of business.
Yep.
So he went to his store that he ran, he paid the bills for, and the assailant was someone he knew. And
Yeah.
they got into it, and that person pulled a gun and shot him. So anyway, next up we have comedian David A. Arnold, uh,
Mm.
comedian, writer, producer, actor. He headlined two Netflix comedy specials as writer producer. He was also, I'm sorry, writer producer on Netflix's Fuller House reboot. He also created the Nickelodeon series That Girl Lele. He did stand-up comedy for Jamie Foxx's Laugh-A-Palooza on Comedy Central. He wrote for comedy series including Meet the Browns, The Ricky Smiley Show, Raising Whitley, and the Tyler Perry's House of Pain. His stand-up specials on Netflix are Ballerina and It Ain't for the Weak. He was in the middle of a comedy tour when he passed away. His death has so far been said to have been from natural causes, and he was 54. So strange, but
Really young.
next up, I got to this one kind of late, but Bernard Shaw. Bernard Shaw was one of the top CNN anchors for 2 decades. He spent 4 years in the Marine Corps, during which he was stationed in Hawaii, when he sought out TV news legend Walter Cronkite for advice about how to become a journalist. He would later go on to win a Walter Cronkite Award for journalism. He was one of CNN's original anchors when they launched in 1980. Shaw is often credited with raising CNN's international prominence and turning CNN into the news leader it is today. His first job was a political reporter for CBS while he was covering the Watergate scandal. He would later go on to become ABC's Latin America correspondent and bureau chief, where he and his team captured the only aerial pictures of the massacre of Jonestown. What I believe Guanya. But wait, no, Guyana. There we go. He's also known from being very cool under pressure. He co-anchored CNN's Inside Politics from 1992 until he retired from CNN in 2001. He then occasionally appeared on CNN as he co-anchored with Judy Woodruff uh, up until June 2005. He died of non-COVID related pneumonia complications at the age of 82. So I remember him always being on the news, and like growing up, it was either him or Dennis Richmond as like the only news anchors that I ever seen that were black. And if you live in the Bay Area, you know who Dennis Richmond is. Most people probably across the nation don't really know who he is. You can see him in movies though. If you watch the movie Copycat, he's in that where Harry Connick Jr. is a serial killer and Dennis Richmond's a local newsman. So R.I.P. to Shaw for what he's dead. Last but not least, we have Queen Elizabeth, second of her name, who reigned for 70 years and
Long
240
fucking
days,
time.
and the longest of any British monarch and the longest recorded of any female head of state in history. She had military rank of colonel with the Grenadier Guards. She also worked as a mechanic and driver during World War II with the Auxiliary Territorial Service and was given the rank of honorary junior commander, which was the equivalent of captain for a female at that time. She is the most traveled British monarch in history. She died at the age of 96. So, as Prodigy alluded to, they're very colonizing power, but I don't know why Prodigy would be posting a bunch of memes as if he lived under British rule or was Irish or any of that.
I want
So,
to know, did she hang out with Nancy Reagan?
I mean, Probably just about to
She hung,
edit.
yeah, she did. She hung out with the Reagans. There's actually a picture of her.
We know how
and
Nancy Reagan gets down, though.
Well, there's a picture of her
Throat
with
goat.
Ronald Reagan on horseback.
Yeah,
Actually, there's one more. There's one more RIP I want to throw on the list.
All of it.
So this is somebody who we all. This is somebody who's touched us all in the work that he's done. But Frenzia, he's the creator of Two Buck Chuck. So the guy who
Wait,
created
what?
Two Buck Chuck, the winery or the
Oh.
wine, he passed away today at the age of 79. So if you ever got like $2
I know
wine
you're
from
talking
like
about now, the box
from
wine.
like Trader Joe's
Yeah, no, it's
or like from
bottle.
Safeway or whatever, yeah, $2
Yeah.
Chuck. And
$2 Chuck.
it's the winery is actually called I just saw it on here.
Is
I
it a
lost it.
Frenzy or something like that?
No, it's like Charles Schwab.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Winery.
Yeah, that's his wine.
Yeah.
And that's why
yeah,
we call it $2 Chuck, because you could buy $2 of a bottled wine,
Yep.
and it was actually decent wine, which sent the whole wine industry into a fucking tizzy.
Yeah, their winery is out in Napa, which is crazy because Napa is like you think high end, like $50 for a tasting of a wine or something like that. But yeah, he passed away at the age of 79. Two-Buck Chuck.
Yeah. There was one more I saw this morning. Did you see Jesse? Was it Jesse
Smoothier?
Powell?
No.
No, was it Jesse Powell, the singer, the guy that did that song from the '90s R&B song, "With You"? I think
What?
he passed. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
What's him
but
again?
you sure that's
Jesse
not?
J?
It's not Juicy J. Hold on, I'll look at it.
So I just say Juicy J.
Yeah, I don't know. Juicy J, I remember him singing. I know Jesse J.
And he wasn't singing in the 90s.
Yeah, I know Jesse J.
Or doing
She's-
anything in the 90s. Just
That's
this
so
guy.
funny.
What song did he sing? Because for
So
some
it's
reason,
Jesse, it is Jesse Powell. Jesse Powell. I think he did the song "With You."
Oh, he died.
Yeah,
I did
51.
not catch this
51.
at all.
51. Yeah, he did "You."
Oh,
Yeah, it was titled "You."
I gotta look at the song because his face looks familiar. He looks like a knockoff Kevin Campbell. Kevin Campbell? Is that right?
Tevin-
He really does not
Tevin-
look anything like Kevin.
Tevin Campbell.
Yeah, I was like,
What are we doing here?
Kevin Campbell?
God damn.
I don't know. I don't know
We're
what
the
just
fucking
happened.
worst black guys ever on this podcast.
Andy doesn't look like him. He
does
doesn't
not
look
look
like
I'm not saying he looks like him. I'm just saying he looks like a knockoff. like what's that one guy's name? Terry something who sing that song "Love Me Like a Wishing Well." He was like a knockoff Michael Jackson. He didn't look like Michael Jackson, but he tried his best. I do love that song though.
All right. I think that was
Yeah,
it.
Jesse Powell, 51. The single "You" peaked at number 2. Oh, on R&B, number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Yeah, it was a hit song. I remember that shit. It was hard.
I'm listening to
Oh,
a song
shit.
right now. I've never heard a song in my life.
Really?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
the older
which is
brother. So
crazy.
he's the older brother of singers Trina and Tamara.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Damn, he died the
There you go.
day. He died the day after he was like he was born on September 12th and he died on September 13th.
Damn.
messed
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Day after his birthday.
And yeah, but going back to what Old Ninja was talking about. I mean, look, people rightly so in a lot of places, including here in America, but we're clowning on the fact that Lizzie, Queen Elizabeth, was over colonialism. She oversaw, as the monarch of that country, literal concentration camps in Kenya and Zimbabwe and all the stuff with obviously with India. I mean, pick up a point on the globe. India, Pakistan, like there's plenty of places where the British were very, very cruel to people all over the planet, took their resources, the crown jewels, none of those jewels, the sapphires, the rubies, anything, diamonds, they're not from England. They're all from colonial countries that they took over and brutalized. So,
But
yeah,
she
just
inherited
from a human
that.
rights standpoint,
Yes.
you got to call things like as they are. And I'm glad
So-
people are clowning, and especially the Irish were going in like hell when she passed.
Yeah, she's going in, but the Scottish is the one who wanted to claim her. I mean, it's just funny to me because you are not Scottish, you are not Irish, I believe you've been to the UK once. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
I've never been to the
You've
UK.
been to the UK, okay, and you're acting like you've been accosted by the rule of the Commonwealth. For
The
some
fucking
reason.
world has. So
Yeah,
we're part of the world. So I don't think that's a far
Mhm.
stretch. Shit,
yeah,
Mm,
and I'm not saying I personally was under British rule, but I'm saying that
mm.
the history speaks for its fucking self, and it
It
was
does,
funny.
but your memes seem a little bit contrived, as if you were under British rule, like you were in some kind of bunker somewhere
What the
in
fuck?
like Kenya. I'm like, bruh, you ain't been to Kenya. What you talking about? But yeah, it's very strange because so uh, Queen Elizabeth, her family, they built her a like a summer home in Kenya. Apparently, that was one of her favorite places to go. But
Yeah, yeah. All the stuff with under apartheid South Africa. I mean, like the list goes fucking on and on.
there's a
Like,
huge
What is the British family's net worth right now? It's probably in the is it in billions?
it's in the buildings billions because I looked up their real estate holdings alone, which is where the vast majority of the wealth comes from. It's over $14 billion in real estate holdings
God damn.
in the UK.
yeah,
I think when I saw, I think it was at 18 billions their net worth.
it might be more than that.
And they're still getting. I think they're still pulling down taxpayer money too. So
oh yeah, of
that's
course.
another extra fuck you to the to that country.
Yeah.
It's just it's pretty messed up. Like in no other place on this planet. Well, not in no other place. No first world country is there any like kings or queens anymore because it's antiquated and fucking stupid. And then
Yeah.
people ask them, well, what are they supposed to do? I don't know. The same way fucking Germany, France, Italy, any other
Doesn't France
goddamn European
king?
nation got rid of their fucking royalty. It's bullshit.
Well, Japan still has an emperor.
Huh?
Yeah,
Japan still has an emperor.
They don't have a king
yeah.
though. And even still, that's another thing. Like that could probably go away. But
Their
it's just,
emperor, he's relatively young. He's like in his 50s or early 60s.
I don't know him. I don't remember him colonizing shit. So I know there's a lot of issues.
So
If you're Chinese or Korean, they heard me say that. I don't know what the emperor's line is to like all the atrocities that has happened between Japan and those countries, but I don't think he goes anywhere near as far as English colonizations around the world. So
Yeah,
so for the royal family, their net worth, including all the properties underneath the Monarch PLC, it's worth $28 billion, with 19.2 billion being into real estate.
yeah. Real quick fact though too, and I didn't know this until this past week, but yeah, I always heard about the potato famine and all that. Motherfucker, the British monarchy caused and deliberately instigated all of that potato famine shit with Ireland. Like they got a long-standing beef that makes complete sense. Their population now is just getting to the levels that it was before that potato famine, and literally they had enough food. They just took it over to England and let people starve. So yeah, I can't just completely be ignorant to history and whatnot. Now that does not mean, old ninja, that I am claiming that I was under British rule or anything like that. I have been to Jamaica, but formed British colony. But no,
God
it's
damn.
just fucked up.
I'm looking. So remember how much you just said that the royal family is worth. Let me tell you how much the queen in her household, I guess the former queen in her household, gets. How much the monarchy gets in general from the taxpayers in the UK. Last year, from 2021 to 2022, it cost the taxpayers $100.4 million of their taxpayer dollars goes towards this family that's already worth billions of dollars. Can you imagine? Can you imagine like paying? That's basically it's fucking welfare. You're paying a billionaire family welfare for what?
Well, so wait, what? $100 million go to them that the people? I would be that's that's life changing. Like you can change, like you can build some communities. You can like clean up the homeless. I mean, do they have universal health care?
Yes.
So, just saying. Oh, I think Prodigy is frozen. He's looking up in the sky. He's looking for a man upstairs. Oh no, it's me. I'm the one who.
What about the president? I mean, he
there we
makes
go.
like
No.
250,000. Well, he only makes 250,000 at most, so that's not even anywhere close to $100 million.
The president?
I'm just gonna shut up. No, yeah, I was gonna say like, well, we pay the president, but I was like, the president cap is only $250,000. Like that's
well, the president when he's done, he doesn't get paid that money anymore. We get another president. We don't pay his fucking family in perpetuity forever tax
Yeah,
money.
but the president actually does stuff though. The
Yes,
royal
that's
family
the
is
other
just
part.
they're just
Yeah.
there.
That's the other part.
Well, yeah. The biggest difference though is presidents are elected by
Yeah.
you
She
know.
was born. She was born into
Yeah.
royal family. You know what I keep forgetting? I found this out actually last year. That Canada is part of the Commonwealth.
Sure are. They got the queen on the money.
Yeah, I keep fucking forgetting that shit. But yeah,
Mhm.
they're part of the Commonwealth. I keep thinking they're their own. I mean, they act independent, but they're a part of the Commonwealth.
I mean,
So,
they are their own they are their own country, but yeah, I mean, I get it. It's
and with Australia,
yeah,
Do they
yeah.
do they have to pay the queen's tax too? Canada?
probably.
No.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's kind of. I mean, Ash Prodigy apparently. he-
But I'm not
What about it, governor?
entirely versed on the Australian tax code or whatever, but more than likely some of that goes to that royal family any goddamn way. It is what it is, man. And I'll say this, I mean, that French Revolution had it right. It was like, nah, come here, princess, come here, queen. Go ahead and put your head right here. Here's the guillotine. They took care of that shit.
It's a quick way to go.
yeah.
It's the most humane way to die. Because you're guaranteed to fucking die.
You sure are. You
I
I'm
figured-
sure are.
hanging.
Death by a great white freedom frenzy would probably get you.
No, you'd feel that. But guillotine, you don't feel shit. Like your head is gone.
Yeah,
Yep.
you may feel it, but you're still gonna die.
Oh, I mean, that's a horrible way to fucking I would much rather have my head chopped off in one clean sweep rather than be
No.
eaten alive in my last few minutes of life.
Mhm. Yeah, you don't want to be eaten. Fuck all that
No,
noise.
no.
I wonder, like, cause the head like stay alive for like a couple of minutes before just finally just fade to black.
Yeah, but they
Wouldn't
go
even
to
be
the head.
minutes. It'd be seconds.
Yeah,
You'd have no more
I
blood
know.
supply, and then whatever blood was in your brain would just come out. So,
You've seen them headless chickens though running around before, right?
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that shit is a trip. So
fucking
Oh,
roaches.
shit.
They last forever without a head.
Oh, speaking of which, did y'all see the video of one of the jackass dudes being attacked by a shark?
I missed that.
No, but
Was it like a
It's
movie
pretty
or something?
good. No, I think it was it's a deleted stunt, but you can watch it. It's on YouTube. It was Steve O. So what he does, he gets on a jet ski and he drives across a shark feeding frenzy. So it looks like tiger sharks or maybe lemon sharks, but he falls off the jet ski into the center. The
holy
whole
shit.
the whole squad goes ballistic. They're like, got it. Everyone's yelling, go get him, go get him. They're screaming and crying. And you see this shark kind of come out the water and land right on him. And it gets him. They have the cameraman next to him. He's bleeding. So they show the aftermath. It's like here on his hand is stitched here and here. It looks like it almost bit off his thumb.
Damn.
Almost, but they managed to save his hand. It's pretty gnarly, but you can watch the whole thing, the whole stunt and everything on YouTube. I think it also might be on Discovery Plus or National Geographic or something like that. It's pretty gnarly. But
I'm absolutely fucking amazed that Steve-O's still alive, the Rolling Stones are still alive, and Ozzy Osbourne is still alive. Like,
Oh,
that's
shit.
fucking amazing.
That is quite amazing. At least
And,
Steve stopped doing drugs though, so that's an
Yeah.
important distinction.
Oh,
And
you know
Tommy
who
Lee.
else? George Clinton. Like,
Oh,
that's a
yeah.
trip to me. Every fucking time I think about it, I'm like, George Clinton's still alive.
What George Clooney is Willie Nelson still alive too?
Yep.
yes, he is. Still smoking too.
Mhm.
You don't give a shit. He invites all kind of folk to smoke with him. He don't
Willie
care.
Nelson is probably the only guy that can outsmoke Snoop Dogg.
I saw him try to do that too, and he did it.
Yeah.
He was successful.
He's like, I got weed in my veins, young dog.
All right, Lizzie's in a box, and we got all types of news to get on into. What y'all want to do?
Wait, quick thing. How old is King? Or I guess he's King Richard now. How old is that dude? He's like
He's in the
70?
70s. I think
He's
he's
in the
76,
70s.
something like that. Yeah.
He's an old
damn,
fuck
he's not.
too.
He's gonna spend a couple of seconds as king. Like, could you imagine? He probably waited to be king for so long. Mom passed away.
I
He
believe it's
becomes king, and then he's only king for like 5 minutes.
he's King Charles. King Charles III of his name.
Yeah, but like he's not gonna be in there very long. He's already 70, and his mom died when she was
Yeah,
like 90.
He's got like
90?
max 26 years. That's a fucking high max.
Oh yeah, guaranteed. But yeah, he's the first king in a while since the 50s or
At least
40s.
oh
Since the 40s, their father died in the. I think he died just after World War II or something like that. So there you go.
All right. Where y'all want to go first, guys?
There's all kinds of spots. Hold on. I don't think did everyone get a chance to see Stranger Things season 4? Did everyone finish that shit?
I did not. I still need to.
Oh man, man.
you know, dude, I haven't even watched Cobra Kai yet, and I dropped like a
Fuck
couple of
me
weeks
either.
ago.
Yeah.
No, Cobra
Like,
Kai dropped on Friday. It
Yeah.
just
dude,
came out.
we're still behind the eight.
I was at a
Eight
wedding,
ball.
so that was a
Yeah, it's
lot of
all good.
fucking fun. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, we
Yeah, I
start
was
with
there too.
Yeah.
start.
It was-
Yeah, y'all able to speak on it? Y'all don't.
Yeah, yeah. You know, Mr. X got married. If you ever seen Mr. X on the podcast, that's the guy. He got married this weekend, and it was a great wedding. It was cool to see a lot of old friends and have a lot of really good conversations. Yeah, the wedding itself was like super nice. I was worried because when I got to, it was in Gilroy, and it was 118 degrees when I got there. That's right,
Yeah.
118 degrees Fahrenheit,
Mm.
and it was part of the wedding was outdoors. And so I was like, oh, I don't know. Luckily, the next day it was like it wasn't 100, it wasn't 118, but I think it was like 104 or something like that.
Dude, it rained the next day. I was like,
Yeah.
what? Like, I was driving home and I was like, is that water on my car? And at first I thought maybe the car in front of me sprayed or whatever. No, there was a downpour for like, I don't know, like maybe a minute, and then it just stopped. But yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah,
But
I saw
yeah,
that,
I was
yeah.
yeah, I was at the wedding as well, and it was my first time actually going to a big event like without wearing a mask. Like it was nice. It was really nice. Like, you know, seeing people kind of socializing and getting close, like hugging people I haven't seen. Um what's his name? Stitch was there as well. Stitch was there with Lilo, and they brought their little daughter, and we I was there with the Sweetness and my little guy. And it was just cool, like seeing the kids run around and playing and having a good time. It was almost like being back to normal days again. But overall, like it was a great wedding, great food. Yeah, with Professor X, like wait, he goes by Professor X, right?
I think it's
Make
just
sure I say that
the
right.
professor. Yeah, just
The
Or
professor,
either
yeah.
one.
But yeah, just the shit that he's gone through and him finally finding someone who's good and like
Oh no, you're
seeing
talking
his
about
girls.
Mr. X.
Yeah, Mr. X,
Yeah.
Mr. X. Okay, because there's Professor Dangenstein, he was there too,
Yeah, he was.
and then Mr. X. Yeah, he's the one that got married. But anyway, so like yeah, just you know, the person he married is really nice, and like the girls, like his daughters are like, dude, it's crazy because I remember his daughters were like tiny and they would like pick on me and stuff like that, but now they're like as tall as me, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah, his oldest daughter is like got super tall, like crazy fast.
Yeah, but it was overall it was a really great wedding, great food, great company.
Yeah.
So I do have one fucking gripe. So they had a photo booth person, right? Like the photo booth where like they have like a background and somebody take your picture, blah blah blah. And I went there with my son, and everybody was inside eating, and I was like, okay, it would probably be a good time for me to try to take a picture with just me and my son. And I go out to the lady, I'm like, oh hey, is it cool if I take a picture with my kid? She's like, no pictures during dinner time. I'm like, and she's just sitting there, just sitting in her chair. I'm like, well, like this is probably the best opportunity for me to get a picture with him, like without him being all grumpy. Like, no, we don't take pictures during dinner time. I'm like, you're literally just fucking sitting there. Like, why can't I just take a fuck? So you take 4 pictures. It takes 3 seconds between a picture. It probably take like a minute or two max. But she's like, no, you can't. No, it's lunch. It's dinner time. We don't take pictures. I was like, you fucking bitch. Like I was so mad by that. Like that irked me so much. It's like here I have this cute little adorable kid with a little like, suit and tie, and she wouldn't let me take a picture. Like that's the only gripe I had. And then like I think later on, something else happened with her, and I was like, this chick she's got a stick up her ass. Like she just needs to like relax. Yeah, but you don't normally take pictures during dinner time, but just people are here having a good time. Just take fucking pictures.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall it was great. Like I said, it was a great wedding. Yeah, and the great drinks.
Lots of drinks.
Yeah.
And then we kept drinking at the hotel. So
Oh yeah, that was fun too.
I spent 2 nights up super early in the morning drinking. So yeah.
Did it stay triple digits most of that weekend?
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. It was.
Okay.
I was surprised because I was in my car and like I can go pretty far, and I didn't know how hot it was outside until I stepped out and I was like, oh, this is quite toasty out here. It wasn't humid, but I was like, Jesus. So yeah, overall it was like a really really great weekend. It was good for me to just kind of get away for a couple days and come back. But I have damage in my car now. You know what? I don't know if somebody hit me or what, but I have like damage to, like my back bumper. I'm thinking maybe either like the stays that keep it on my car like came loose or something, or I ran over
Melted from the
something.
heat.
Maybe I don't know because yeah, I can't drive my car. Well, I could, but I don't want that fucking thing flapping around behind me like I'm hella ghetto or some shit. Yeah, I'm not sure whether to do a insurance claim or what because I was like, oh, I could just get like that one part replaced, but I guess it doesn't like the lower part of the bumper. I can't you can't swap them out, and so I would need like a new one that's like painted the color of my car, and that would cost probably like a grand. So
Yeah.
yeah.
The other cool thing, I got to ride in Kronos' car in the what you call it, the
Super
poop box?
super dookie.
Yeah, Super Dookie. I got to ride in the Super Dookie. That car is fucking quick as hell. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't even know
car-
why the fuck. It's such a ridiculous car. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That shit is it's a lot. Yeah, people are always surprised like when I gun it. It's like yeah, it's fucking fast.
Which car is this one? Sorry.
My Infinity FX50.
Oh yeah, yeah.
S. You got to throw the S on the
It's
back of that.
Yeah, it's got the
Yeah.
it's got the sport package, the rare sport package.
All right, good shit. Y'all want to talk about Black Mermaids?
Yes, let's talk about some racist. Y'all go ahead.
So we knew this, I guess, for
For a while now.
a while now, but I don't think there was a official trailer. But over the weekend,
Because they ain't seen it with the eyes.
Yeah, there was a was it D23? Disney,
23, I think.
yeah, Disney 2023.
D12.
Yeah,
D23.
their big ass showcase, just showing all the new shows, movies, all that good stuff coming soon. So people are obviously geeking out on all the news, and they drop a trailer for the remake, and they've been doing a whole bunch of these. Like we obviously saw Aladdin, we saw the Jungle Book, yeah, all of it. Huh?
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast. We've seen a bunch of these very popular live action remakes of classic Disney movies. This one is for The Little Mermaid. We knew that I think you pronounce it Haley Berry, not Halle Berry, but Haley Berry.
Haley Bailey.
It's Halle Bailey.
Halle Bailey. God, I'm going to mess that up for quite a while. Who's from Grownish? I don't know if any of you guys watched that one. She was really good in that. With I think her twin sister or at least her sister. But they have the trailer. You see underwater, you see the fin, CGI, all that stuff looking really good and clear. And then Black Mermaid jumped on the screen with what looks to be kind of reddish locks.
Yeah. And
some folks obviously lost their mind. On the positive side, before we get into some of the negativity, TikTok did a really great thing of they kind of had a series of reaction vids with little black girls watching this for the first time and going apeshit in terms of just being really pleased and surprised by Haley playing the role of Ariel. What y'all think?
Well, I think for her, I believe, is she a Disney like personnel or actress? I'm trying to look that up real quick.
The only one I'm familiar with for her was Grownish, which was on one of those not the Disney Channel, but one of the other channels that they own. I'll look it up in a second.
Okay.
But that was like a more adult show. It's kind of like a newer twist on Different World. It was like from the girl from Blackish goes to college.
Yeah. Because I believe her and her sister actually are singers. Like they've been singing since like 20. They have an album out called Chloe and Haley or Chloe X Haley. And I've seen them on like different TV shows, so I've been aware of their presence, and like I know these girls are just talented. They like ooze talent, but like once they announced that she was going to be in Little Mermaid, Princess Ariel, like that, the backlash started there. I think, but when the trailer leaked, that's when the backlash turned into a fucking tidal wave of just fucking hate. But when I saw the trailer, I was like, whoa, this girl can sing. Like, god damn, like she was amazing singing Under This World or Part of Their World. It's called, yeah. But overall, I thought the trailer was great. The CGI looked amazing. Well, in the beginning of the CGI, or in the beginning of like her like swimming through the ocean, I'm like, wow, this is everything's like really tight together. Like, how is she able to swim through this? Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, this coral reef isn't capable for her to swim through. But after that, like seeing her tail and like her like looking up and her singing and stuff like that, I thought it was amazing for a trailer, and I'm super excited to see how this is gonna play out. But yeah, what's your guys' take on it?
Yeah, I thought the trailer was amazing. Honestly, you know, my daughter probably lost her shit. I wasn't here when she saw the trailer, but my partner said that she was like amazed because she's all about fucking mermaids and especially brown mermaids. So yeah, I'm really glad that they're making a Little Mermaid that looks like her. And the trailer was amazing. When she started singing, I was like, oh man, fucking feels. I was like, holy shit, she could really sing. Yeah, I was like better than the original voice actress, which is funny because I read some of the comments and somebody literally said that she was over singing. I'm like, what do you mean over singing? You mean singing better than the other person? Is that what you mean? Because I mean, yeah, I mean, once you hear her sing, it's like, I don't know if somebody would have a problem with that at all. And people are making all kinds of racist excuses on why it needs to be somebody white. It's like, listen, it's a fish person. Like it doesn't really, it's a made up thing. White people don't own fantasy shit. There's mermaids in other cultures as well, so that probably aren't white. So just shut the fuck up about it. And if you were never gonna watch it anyway, then why do you even care? The original one still exists. Go watch that shit all you want. But let these kids who it's made for actually go out there and enjoy this movie instead of trying to shit all over it and fuck up kids' opportunities to see characters represented like they look.
I got a question. I got a quick question. I know in my mind, I'm rewinding the clock back to like Aquaman. Obviously, Jason Momoa looks nothing like Arthur.
I think that too.
Yeah, that we've seen, but there wasn't this much of an immediate backlash from the Aquaman trailer for shit. Like, I don't remember that.
No, of course not. There wasn't. There was like a little bit, but yeah, nobody really cared. I mean, we know why it is. So,
well, I think one of the comments that people are making is that like, oh, there's no sun down there. Like she wouldn't have any melatonin or something like that to make her skin dark.
Melanin?
But it's like,
yeah,
melanin. That's right. Melatonin. That's the stuff makes you sleepy. But yeah, like, and I was like, what Prodigy was saying, like, I started thinking of Aquaman, and I was like, nobody was tripping that Black Manta was black. I think even in the comics, has he always been black?
He's black in the
Black
comics.
Manta.
Yeah, he's been black, but there was a time when he didn't take off that helmet, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, like in Young Justice, like was it Kyra? What's his name?
Calderon.
Calder. Yeah, like he's black and like he lives under the sea. Like and once again, it just comes down to everything being fucking fantasy. Like this is just a fantasy world, it's a fantasy animal. And then like some people are talking about how like, well, the creator was like Dutch or something like that.
Yeah.
And like it's like, okay, that doesn't matter. Like you probably didn't know that until you looked it up to find out exactly what it is. But then even the creator of Little Mermaid, like that, the Little Mermaid story is dark as fuck. It is not what Disney put out there. And I think even the character in the original story isn't her name isn't Ariel. It's like something else. So you can't be using that shit for content for saying why she can't be black. See what Ariel her real name is in the
so it's
book.
What's funny to me is all these people crying about Ariel being black, right? But if you look at sea life, how much of the sea
that's true.
huge that are not they're not pale or white. Like most whales are brown or black or actually silver. Some of them are silver or black. There's right whales, sperm whales, even sharks. Sharks are silver. Seals, some of them are black. Penguins are black.
Sea otter,
like water, but a lot of sea life, they're dark in color. They're not necessarily see through unless they're albino. And if they're albino, that's rare. super rare. So it's just funny to me that all these people are crying about the color of sea life. But if you look at sea life as it is now, most of them are not. Why am I echoing? Anyway, someone else like Blue had brought up the writer of the original Fable.
He was from Denmark. It was
Okay.
Hans Christian Andersen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's from Denmark, which is known as I guess the Dutch or Danish. So
Danish.
here's a
Language.
little here's a little tidbit because there are people who keep saying that someone from that is Danish or Dutch would not write about a dark person in their fantasy or any of their stories. So one, as many people have pointed out, they don't specify the color of the apparently color of the mermaid is not clearly defined. I've heard that maybe she might be fair skinned, but I think that was applying to something else. But they just talk about the mermaid. What mermaids aren't real. No one's encountered a real mermaid as of yet. And
What? I saw one at Disneyland last year. What are you talking about?
but here's a little something from history, right? So the Dutch wrote a it's a I guess it's a play and a fable or a fable from the 13th century. It is about one of the knights of the round table having a son from a Nubian princess. That story is the story of I'm gonna spell the name. The name is Moriaen. I believe it's pronounced Morian. This is about a black knight, a Moorish knight. His father is Algovel from the Knights of the Round Table, Aglovalle. Sorry. This story is about the Knight of the Round Table with his black son, because in the story they said he wore a black armor and his skin was as black as his armor, and they go on an adventure together. This is written by a Dutch author. So yes, the Dutch people have written about dark-skinned people before. Even Shakespeare, he wrote Othello
Yep.
about a black seafaring person. So anyone that keeps saying any of this bullshit about why these Europeans wouldn't write about dark skinned people, the Moors traveled from all through Europe, parts of Africa, and then some. So yes, there will be stories about these dark skinned people as if we just magically showed up during slavery. No, that's not true.
Yeah.
You're there or then. So go fuck yourself. Read a book.
Jump back
Do
into
your research.
Christian
Do your
Andersen.
book research.
In his story for the Little Mermaid, the Little Mermaid never had a name, so Disney came up with the name Ariel,
There you go.
which is Hebrew.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I mean, I hope this is a huge success. I mean, I did see last I counted, I don't know, a day or two ago on YouTube, they had thumbs down the trailer by 1 million plus. And I think maybe they had turned off the comments as well. It is what it is. We know. I mean, it's blatantly racist to say that a fictional character can never be black just based on some people not liking it. She's a talented actress. She's a talented singer. I hope for the best for this movie. And again, I'll be taking my daughter to see it. It looks fun.
Watch
Well,
this movie make $1 billion.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Hope it
it's
does.
gonna be Black Panther numbers, like because Black Panther fucking broke record. Well, I didn't break records, but it was a highly grossing movie. But it was the first Marvel movie to actually win a not a Grammy, was it an Oscar?
Yeah,
No, he was nominated. I think he was nominated but didn't win. Oh
Mm.
no, I'm sorry. They won an Oscar for costume design because we met the
Yeah.
costume designer.
Yeah,
That
Ruth
is
Carter.
true. There
But
you
kind
go.
of jumping back to Prodigy's comment about the comments. So like Disney and a few other channels, they turned off their comments so you couldn't comment it. But one of them did have their comments open, and people kept saying, I don't know if this was being disrespectful or if it was like how what was it like on Twitter how like white people were trying to tweet out something, but like the K-pop or the Korean group kind of got behind it, and they like tried to filter out that racist term that was using. But yeah, everybody in the comment kept saying like, "Oh, my favorite part of Ariel was when the Little Mermaid decided to climb up the hill and drink that poison against a little midget guy." Like they kept taking random parts from different movies, but they kept saying like, "Oh, I liked it when Ariel like blew up the Death Star and she found out her dad was Vader." It was just a long like if you could scroll forever, and it was just constantly like my favorite part of Ariel was when the crab decided to jump down the pipe and such as it was just some ridiculous shit. Like I wasn't sure if it was like people being like assholes, but I think they were trying to like keep the racist comments out of the fucking comments because it was like a long like it was at least 5 days worth of comments. I was kind of scroll through just because I wanted to see what the haters were saying, but I couldn't find it because it was all this funny ass shit that was on there. I think it was I think IGN still had theirs open. I think that's who had it. I think.
A
There
lot,
were a lot of avenues posting up the trailer.
a lot of people are posting up trailers, and people are just like all kinds of just. So one person, she said that this ruined my childhood. I just don't like it.
How
Don't
did it
know
ruin
why.
her childhood?
Yeah, and this other lady's like, this movie's not even out yet. And she's like, the person responds, the trailer itself, it's so digital and so dark, and the mermaid is too far from my fantasy during childhood. I'm like,
Okay.
what? I mean, I
I can't
guess.
have a fantasy. Never mind. Can't really fantasize when like somebody actually gave you a visual image of a mermaid. Like, like
Hey,
that makes sense.
I got a quick question. Because this wasn't in the trailer. Who's playing like the Prince and Ursula and all that other stuff?
No.
The Ursula's gonna be
Oh,
oh
Melissa
god,
McCarthy.
yeah,
Melissa
Miss
McCarthy is
McCarthy.
Ursula.
Okay.
Everybody else is like little. I don't know names. I guess
Well,
not
wait
no
a minute.
names. But, like, big
Ursula
names.
has a few. Ursula has a song or two.
Oh
She does.
yeah,
She has
Can
she
she?
got bars.
pure and fortunate souls.
Yeah. Can McCarthy sing?
I have no idea.
Mm.
I mean, dude, there is such thing as like dubbing and editing.
What
So
look at Lion King, like the original Lion King. Like we had Jason Tyler Tamerson or Tam dude from Home Improvement.
Yeah, I'm about to say
Like he was
you're about to say it's
Simba.
Taylor time.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
So he was the voice of Simba, but then homeboy they had a black guy. I can't think of his name now, but he was the singer for Simba.
Okay. Yeah.
Disney is known for having two different people, especially like a perfect example is Aladdin too, because like we had God, I can't think of his name, but homeboy from from Full House, DJ's boyfriend was
Yeah.
Aladdin, but then we had like a different guy singing for him when they did a Whole New World. So
so check this out. Javier Bardem is King Triton. So her
Hmm.
dad,
that's
her
right.
dad's
Yeah.
Hispanic. And then
Mhm.
Melissa McCarthy is Ursula. I don't know who this person is, but Jonah Howard King will be Prince Eric. He is a white guy, just for those who want to inquire. Apparently, this is going to show her mom.
Yeah.
Oh
So
wow.
Queen Selena is played by a black woman. Uh, I don't know who Perla is because if I remember correctly, there's
Both
like
one of his sisters.
yeah, she has a bunch of sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has like 18.
Aquafina's in this film.
Oh
Oh,
shit.
Aquafina plays the voice of Flounder.
No,
Okay.
she's
Oh no, not
Scuttle.
Flounder.
She's Scuttle.
Yeah, Scuttle, the bird. Yeah, I was like, which animal was annoying? Oh, that's right, it was Scuttle.
Wow. So, yeah, there's a lot of multicultural folk in this movie.
So it's funny.
Look, there was a Jamaican crab the first time. Didn't nobody have a problem? You know.
So whoever this guy strangely looks like J. Cole, unless J. Cole's government name is David Diggs, he is Sebastian.
Oh wait, I think that's the guy from Blackish.
Is it David or is it David?
Yeah. That's him.
Is David Diggs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he was
Well,
in Hamilton too. He can
he
sing.
he is in Hamilton, so he can sing.
Oh yeah, he's the one that plays Oh god, I can't think of the name. Fuck yeah, that guy. He's pretty talented when it comes to singing.
Oh shit, he's in Star Trek Prodigy, which I actually watched that show.
Mm.
Oh, if anybody's seen DC's League of Super Pets. He plays Cyborg in that film.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
real quick. About this is that Lin Miguel Miranda, he's releasing 4 new songs for The Little Mermaid. So
Oh, he's gonna. I think he's the voice of because he's actually in it, and he's the voice of somebody.
I can tell
I
you,
can't remember.
he is. I just saw he's Chef Louise, the guy
Okay,
oh,
yeah,
that's hilarious.
yeah,
trying to
that's a
cook
great scene.
crab.
Yeah,
That's awesome. That was a good scene in the original animated film.
yeah.
Did I remember when I remember seeing the original animation in the movie theater, and I remember crying at the kiss the girl scene. I don't know why. I just thought about that, but yeah, I remember crying at that scene.
Because girls were icky back then.
Yeah, they were.
You're
But
all
so
crying. Don't kiss her. So
it's
icky.
funny. There was a TikToker I saw who was breaking down like, okay, actually, I can understand why white people would be mad with this because so I mean one thing whenever black people take over things like they never like respect the what's going on and like there's all this cultural thing and the main thing what it all comes down to is that black folks we usually do it like 1,000 times better. I mean top number one source of truth is the Wiz. Like if you look at the Wizard of Oz, that shit's fucking boring as hell. Throw in Diana Ross, Michael Jackson into it, and you got like fucking Motown on fucking on stage. Like the Wiz is. I didn't even know that there was a Wizard of Oz until like later on in my life. But I
Wow.
always thought it was just a Wiz. Like seriously,
That's a
I
black.
have a copy of the Wiz.
That's a black
Like
ass thing to say
on
right
Blu-ray.
there.
Yeah. Well, like there's other things that like black people just make a whole lot better, and I think that's what it comes down to. Like this movie's gonna be fucking bomb, dude. Like it's gonna be really really fun good. I'm super excited about this.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah, I'm all on board. We'll see what happens. I think it drops in
Next
May.
year. May of
Yeah.
2023. Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be like kicking off summer too.
Yeah, Memorial Day weekend, I believe. So I think, and that'll be around my daughter's 9th birthday. So she's already like, this is happening.
She's like, guess what, Daddy?
Yep.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, before we move on to something else, I want to give a real quick shout out to Janelle James. She was on the podcast a while back. I forget what number it is. I got to go back and look, but she was one of the funniest guests we ever had on.
Sure was.
And it started from just like picking up the goddamn phone. It was hilarious.
Was she the one that I was like, "Are we sure it's you?" She's like, "I can always hang up this fucking phone."
Yeah, I
like
think that was her. Cause she was the right kind of high for that podcast. It was great.
Yeah, she was.
Unlike the other guy who fell asleep or whatever. Anyway, she doesn't star, but I guess you could say star. She's in Abbott Elementary, a really hilarious sitcom.
That's cool.
It's shot kind of like The Office,
Mm-hmm.
but it has to do with like.
Everyone says Abbott Elementary is Black Office.
Yeah, dude, it's so fucking funny, man. I love the show. I haven't watched it the whole series yet. Like I'm watching it incrementally when I can. But they won a bunch of Emmys.
Yep.
And it was really amazing. If you guys want to see something like pretty uplifting, like one of the coolest accepting speeches ever, just look up Cheryl Lee Ralph speech, and she gives one of the best speeches that I've ever seen. After winning an award, it's really cool, and she's in the show as well. They also won Outstanding Comedy Series, Best Supporting Actress, lead actress in a comedy series, and supporting actor in a comedy series. So they won quite a few Emmys.
That's cool.
I like that show a lot. I've only watched the first handful, but I definitely want to finish all of season 1. And I think it's supposed to be in a Philadelphia elementary school, if I'm not mistaken.
That, yeah. And the guy from Everybody Hates Chris is on there.
Yeah.
So before we switch gears again, so I actually was checking out Twitter to see like what's trending right now, and Philip Banks showed up. Philip Banks, if you don't know who that is, that's Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And I was like, why is he trending? Like this is like he's like top 5 right now. So I checked out to check out see what's going on, and there's a post that was posted up that says you can only save 2 of these TV dads from being replaced. Which 2 would you choose? And like just scrolling through, like everybody's choosing Uncle Phil, Philip Banks from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I kind of want to see what dads would y'all guys save because there's 2 on here I would probably save. So okay, This will be a ask B the BTI question. We haven't done it in a while. So which two TV dads would you save from being replaced? The first one is Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Carl Winslow from Family Matters, Dan Connors from Roseanne, Red Foreman from That 70s Show, Tim Taylor from Home Improvement, Danny Taylor from Full House, Sheriff Andy Taylor from Andy Griffin Show, Al Bundy from Married with Children, and Fred Stanford from Stanford and Son.
Well, I can see
Which
why
two
I
dads would you save?
can see why he won.
Yeah, like,
Probably him and I don't. Eddie Winslow was cool.
Yeah, he was cool. He was a cop. So
and Carl Winslow.
Carl Winslow, my bad.
Yeah.
Eddie Winslow's the actor,
Eddie's
the guy that
son.
does all the voices and shit.
Yeah, well, Eddie Winslow
That's
was the
Michael
son.
Winslow.
Oh,
Michael Winslow,
Michael Winslow.
voice actor. Eddie Winslow was the son. Either way,
I'm fucking everything up here.
yeah, he was a cop.
He's a person,
So,
right? He's definitely alive.
Yeah, he's
All right.
he's still around.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Uncle Phil. I mean, he obviously was the voice of Shredder as well, but
that's
Fresh
right.
Prince of Bel-Air was like the shit, and a lot of folks were kind of raised on him as their favorite TV dad. I really enjoyed him. He was excellent on there. So, and then I liked Full House growing up. I really did. So, and then obviously Bob Saget, R.I.P.
No Bill Cosby.
No, Bill Cosby. Cosby's not on this list. He's been excommunicado from being any kind of fucking dad.
There's no Joe West either, because Joe West is a good dad.
Is it? These are all actors who have died.
These are older. Yeah, these are all older TV shows.
Mm.
Well,
There's some people on there that are
the
still alive.
70s
Tim
show.
Allen's
That's,
alive. Tim Allen's alive. My bad.
yeah. And Al Bundy's still alive.
Yeah.
Tim Allen was still angry and salty as fuck about not being in Lightyear. He was like,
Yeah,
"Fuck all of
Jesus
y'all."
Christ.
He was like, "Fuck all of y'all."
It's like,
after all that
I think I talked about on the podcast. It's like the dude's not even relevant today. Like nobody knows nobody knows who the fuck he is today, but everybody knows who the fuck Captain
Outside of
America
Toy
is.
Story.
You know?
Yeah. But I will say, as much as his face is nowhere near as famous as it was, he is the voice of Buzz to me. You know,
Yeah.
he's always gonna be the voice of Buzz.
But what's does a really good job at Lightyear. Like, I was actually really impressed. Like, he is almost, it's like a younger Buzz Lightyear as far as his like vocal work goes. With was it Chris Evans, right? He does the voice of Buzz Lightyear and Lightyear. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I overall, I thought that movie was actually really good. Like, I don't understand what all the critics were complaining about stuff. Like, it was really well made, and like the little Easter eggs here and there, and the little picks, the little Easter or the little nuances from like the movies, or not from the, I guess they are movies, from like Toy Story, like the stuff that Buzz would say and this and that. Like, I thought that was really good. But overall, I'll give that movie like a solid 8. Like, that's how good I thought it was.
Because you're one of the few people that I know that liked it, but I need to watch it for myself at some point.
Oh, yeah, I watched it. I mean, I thought it was okay. I can see why people were mad, especially like the Karens of the world, super mad because there's an LGBTQ relationship in the movie, and they're probably not very happy.
5 minutes of the movie, like not even
Yeah.
that. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, but their
down.
relationship permeates throughout the film, which I get. They don't show them kiss. I'm pretty sure they had it in, but there's a quick edit. You don't see them actually touch lips. So it's just strange, I guess, for a lot of people. But other than that, it was still interesting. There's a lot of like Carl Sagan type of like physics involved in the film. They don't go heavy into it, but there's one concept that's like very prominent in the movie. So
can I grab the wheel for a quick sec? Can we switch it up to them rings?
Oh yeah. Oh, this
Oh,
so
shit,
before
I
you
missed the
go,
last couple.
this is an extension of the Little Mermaid's like hate tornado. So
Yeah, I guess you're right.
actually no,
About them rings.
other way around, because this hit first and then the Little Mermaid like a week and a half later. So
Yeah.
That was just fuel to the fire when Little Mermaid came out.
yes, yes, sir.
I won't. We don't. Since Kronos, you haven't seen it, we won't go like
I
crazy.
saw the
spoiler.
first one, not the
Okay.
not the other ones. So.
Those are two. Okay.
Yeah, there's 2. I'll just say, just in terms of what Old Ninja was alluding to. I mean, internet supposed fans of Tolkien are all salty and bitter and in their fucking feelings and shit because, oh my god, there's some black elves, black hobbit-like creatures, Harfoots, I think they're called.
Yeah.
Harfoots, yep.
Yeah, and then a black dwarf or two, right?
A few. There's actually a few black dwarves. Only one of them has like speaking lines, but you
Yeah,
can see in the background there's a ton of black dwarves
yeah,
mixed in.
exactly. Um, I really love this fucking series all the way around. They put fucking money into everything about the scenery, especially this past season where you go to this island world. I'm not gonna spoil the name or anything, but it fucking looks ridiculously high end. Like the movie budget, high end movie budget, scenery wise, CGI wise, the fucking costume design. You notice that they paid attention to a whole lot of fucking details. There is another black queen on this, and they seem to get it in terms of like this looks like it's not made for TV. This looks like it's fucking really meant for almost IMAX level, at least to me. What do you think, Old Ninja?
Um, yeah, I'll say the production value is extremely high. They paid a lot of money to show scope. Um, we talked a little bit about this last week. Like a lot of this is based on the Similarian. I believe that's how it's pronounced, but it's literally like myths and notes that are talking about the lands outside of Middle Earth that are like almost bigger. Apparently, there's a map that shows these other places that we're at during Rings of Power, and it's like there's a lot more shit outside of Middle Earth, even though we're talking about very familiar characters like Sauron and we get introduced to a new big bad, and it feels a little bit another grandiose. I have to say though, watching the film, watching the show. I'm sorry, because it feels like a film. I'm enjoying it, but it feels a little this for me. It feels a little disconnected from the Tolkien work. I think it's mainly because there's so much happening, and if you don't know any of the work, you're gonna get lost in the characters. You may not even see the links between certain characters. So it may just feel like another really good fantasy film. You're like, oh, this is a great fantasy film. How is this tied into Lord of the Rings? So if you're a huge fan, if you read the books, you'll see the ties and whatnot. But I'm really liking it. I wish there was a little tighter kind of connection. However, I understand that this is like decades or maybe even a century before the events of The Hobbit.
So I'm not giving any fucking spoilers, but they dropped a huge series of names
Oh, of course.
that if you don't even have to read the books, if you paid attention at all in the first trilogy, these were the same fucking names, and you know exactly what their story arc is leading towards. We don't know how soon, but they definitely dropped that. And then the other big shout out I gotta fucking give, because we talked about the scenery, we talked about a little bit of costume design. These are the best looking fucking orcs I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. These
Mm.
orcs got fucking different types of fucking clothing and helmets, and they can't fucking handle any of the sunlight, and so they have to kind of fucking hide and shit. They're played by different actors. It looks like real prosthetic shit on their fucking face. It looks fucking authentic and shit. It doesn't look unbelievable CGI. It looks really fucking tight. I fucking love these orcs. They all have fucking different personalities and voices and hierarchy. These
Yeah.
are the best fucking orcs. They're way fucking better. Yes, I'm saying way better than the ones in the original trilogy or the Hobbit shit. Way
So
better.
the ones in the original trilogy, there's a lot more of them. This one, it's like a small platoon. Even though what I mean by small platoon, we're talking like 75 of them
Yeah.
in one area, but it looks like they have like a military hierarchy
Mm-hmm.
and they're addressed accordingly. It's like when you play a game and like each class has their own like loadout. And that's what it looks like with the orcs. and like there's a difference between who gives commands and who does what, so it's pretty interesting. They're working towards something which looks familiar kind of, but
Mhm.
you can tell that something is different. New and different is gonna happen because they kind of allude to it. Like Prodigy said, if you saw the movies, you should see some kind of connection. If you kind of leisurely watch through, you're probably not gonna get the connections. And a lot of the characters are name dropped, and like some of them we see them in a young state.
Yep.
It's, oh, I remember this character we saw, in a flashback in Lord of the Rings, and now we see them in their prime. So it's like, oh shit. So
The other thing is really cool. Again, to give shout outs to just characters in general, not giving any plot elements away. Fucking elves that give a fuck about nature. Like that was fucking cool. That was super Tolkien like. The elves were one of the key elves is talking about, hey, this tree is fucking older than fucking the
then
continent
everyone,
that you're
yeah,
on, and we're gonna pay respect. We're not gonna do such and such with it. And I was like, fuck that seems so fucking reminiscent of some of the shit that we saw with the elves in the original trilogy and all that. I love where they're headed in the bits and pieces. I like the pacing, and I like how each one, the dwarves are doing their dwarfy things with the mines, elves are doing their fucking elfy things with their warrior elves, and there's a whole hierarchy and political stuff with elves, and then like the Harfoots, they got their own fucking vibe. They're fucking migratory and shit, and they got this girl Nori that reminds me so much of the very first Fellowship of the Ring with Frodo, and just kind of in terms of his mannerisms and his wonderment and feeling like he's trapped in this small little village. And in a lot of ways, he's just like, I want to go explore. You see that in fucking Nori in a lot of ways, and I like that about it. So there's parallels there.
Yeah, one of the.
so
Go ahead.
I was gonna say one of the big things also that Prodigy hasn't brought up, but it treats magic the same way that like the Fellowship and the Hobbit treated magic. Like for some people, it's either kind of it's not really talked about, but you can tell it's like in the background. It's there, but it's not in your face. And in some cases, some people may think that magic has kind of left the land type thing.
Go ahead, Cronus.
Yeah, I was gonna say the controversy about the Harfoots is hilarious because the literally the way that I'm reading it is the way Tolkien described it is that it said Harfoots are browner of skin, smaller and shorter, and they were beardless and bootless. Their hands and feet were neat and nimble, and they preferred highlands and hillsides. But they were supposed to be brown of skin. So
Hmm.
There you go.
There's
I mean,
a couple of them.
yeah, I mean, it's kind of there's some quote unquote white ones, there's some black ones, but they're all fucking filthy and dirty and grassy. I'll say that about
yeah,
Hairy ass feet.
them. But they can hide like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I love that. So that felt like a nod to Spielberg when he did Hook, when they did these like sets that were camouflage, where you just boom pop out new sets all of a sudden, and you make the actors change the foreground into a new set. So now you have a new setting, and you just keep doing your lines and hit your marks and stuff, but you feel like you've been, you know, set in this whole new kind of environment.
Yep.
So they did a really good job with that. I was like, oh shit, that's actually pretty cool. Now it went from like this trail to like a little market in like literal seconds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good shit. Yeah, everybody catch up on that one. That's some hot shit. Or y'all want to talk about the direct or the state of play?
yeah. There were some. There were some. I don't know. Direct was okay. I mean, I guess it had like one or two like big games that dropped. They gave the name of Breath of the Wild 2. It's called like something Kingdom or some shit. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Oh
Um,
shit, I got the name for you. Hang on,
yeah,
keep
grab the
going.
name for me. And I forget what the other larger one was. I know for the Sony State of Play, they had Tekken 8 got announced, but it was just basically like a CGI thing, which Kazuya versus Jin, which is neat. And definitely showed off some effects that you're probably not going to see in the game. But you know, actually,
you're so jaded from these things, man. You know the tricks.
yeah, I know the drill, man. It's like it's a fighting game, and you know you're not gonna. I mean, maybe they will in this day and age, because you know I was
Mm.
playing Tekken 7 because I forget. I think it's Ronan, Ronan King. He was asking me like what fighting games do I play, and I was like, oh, you know, I used to play Tekken. I used to go to tournaments for Tekken, and so I figured, oh, you know, I'll try and get Tekken 7 on my Steam Deck, but it's not supported. But I got it to work, so it's been really fun playing as like Nina again, and having like a lot of fun. So yeah, I still have there's a special place in my heart with fighting games in general, but especially Tekken. So it was good to see that come back. Oh, Ninja, you got the name of Breath of the Wild?
I got to scroll through Prodigy's memes real quick.
You can't
On
just
what's going.
Google it. Jesus Christ, why are you going through
Uh,
memes?
I'm going through his memes because I thought it was like
Is
a
it
quick.
are his memes in a fucking search engine?
it,
God damn.
it might have been.
Maybe.
Hold
Cronus,
on.
you have to show your tattoo
Okay,
inspired from Tekken.
it's
Oh,
called Tears of the Kingdom. There
Tears
you
of
go.
Yeah, did you?
Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay, cool.
It's Breath of the Wild 2.
Christ,
Or
baby,
Yeah,
the Tears of the Kingdom, I guess.
So
yeah.
I don't know if this is in there.
So yeah, Cronus, you gotta show the tattoo. I mean,
yeah,
it's been modified, but yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
I actually
cool
do
story.
have Jin Kazama's tattoo on my arm. So, but if you look at if you cover up from here up, that's the tattoo that Jin has in the game. So mine's just bigger. This is my first
The
tattoo.
reason why, yeah, one of the reasons why I bring it up is because that was I hella wanted that tattoo. That was gonna be my first tattoo. Like for real, I thought that was like the coolest shit I saw in like a video game, and I was gonna get that tattoo. But then you got it. And I think didn't somebody else get it?
I think
Name I will not say.
yeah, I think he got one too. Yeah, which is
Yeah,
hilarious because
I should have got one. We could have been a three amigos.
yeah, yeah. I used to go to
The three Jin amigos.
even when I got it, I think I went to like 1 or 2 tournaments when I was in the Marine Corps, but then I just didn't have time to like, you know, actually put in time to because it takes like time. You got to put in. It's like work when you're playing like when you're competitive at video games. You have to like actually put in hours and shit to get good and like have muscle memory and all that stuff. And when you're in the Corps, you can't really do that. So yeah, but yeah, that's my fighting game tattoo. Oh, and also with State of Play, they had more on God of War Ragnarok. First, they dropped a new controller that it's the Ragnarok controller, which is kind of cool, you know. And they dropped a new trailer, and it looks fucking amazing. Like the game just keeps looking better and better, you know. And it comes out in like less than 2 months. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, the enemy variety, everything with Kratos, the boy. Ooh, this is gonna be a special one. You could already fucking tell. You finally see him quickly, like for 2 seconds, battling Thor. You know, that fat bastard. So it's gonna be fucking interesting. Going back to the direct, and I don't know if you're a fan of this one at all, but I saw some people were enthusiastic about what was it, Fire Emblem? Isn't there a new one?
yeah. I mean, I'm kind of out of the whole like old school RPG. I used to be huge into them, but you know, not so much anymore. I think it just takes too much goddamn time. That's the problem to play those sorts of games. But yeah, I mean, I played like the original Fire Emblem like a long time ago.
There we go.
And
Oh, and you mentioned GoldenEye too, right?
well, yeah, that's a shit show. I just watched a video on it today on IGN about how they're releasing it. They're making a not even a remake. They're just basically re-releasing GoldenEye for the Switch and the Xbox Series X and S. And
Wait, the N64 version?
yeah,
Hmm.
well, I'll explain kind of in a little bit. So the weird thing is though is that the one for the Xbox does not have online capabilities, but the one on the Switch does.
Wait, what? Like,
Yeah, it's like all backwards and shit. So the reason why
one that has more power. Yeah,
yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But the reason why Microsoft is getting it is because they own the license of they own part of the license for 007 for James
Well,
Bond.
they own Rare. Rare, they bought Rare
Yeah,
from years ago.
but it's also a Nintendo game. That's why it's releasing on the Nintendo as well because that was the original thing that it was on. So that's why they're both kind of sharing the thing. It's just really weird, and it's not the because I guess there was a remake a couple years back that made it look better, but that's not what they're getting. So
I want you to know if you're a kid that's like 12, 13, 14 years old, you have no idea. You never even heard of the movie GoldenEye and the James Bond movie. Like, that's way before your fucking time. You're like, there was a Bond before Daniel Craig? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, shit, that's how it was for us. Like, was it? I can't get the actor's name, but like, was it Peter Bronson? No, even before that,
Dr. Fate.
Pierce Brosnan.
Who?
The guy before him was
before
Dalton, and then before him was
Peter Dalton. Yeah.
Peter Dalton, right? Yeah.
Only one I know before that is just Sean Connery because he was just slapping bitches.
Yeah. And then if you ask him,
come here, little
like, "Did I stutter, bitch?"
Yeah.
It sure did.
Yeah, fucking all bad.
If y'all want to know what I'm talking about, go watch Sean Connery and the Barbara Walters interview.
Yep.
Sometimes you just gotta smack him just a little bit. His words, not mine.
He did not apologize for that shit. He was like, I said what I said.
Yeah.
He probably would be the only person that approve of me using a baseball bat.
But yeah, I'm surprised because like GoldenEye, for those who are fucking too young to remember, was a fucking, Pierce Brosnan James Bond movie, and not one of the best James Bond movies. Like, I don't think it's anybody's favorite.
No. What's weird though is that it's definitely like it's a very 90s movie.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a very 90s movie.
Yeah. So I'm surprised they didn't use another like 007 name or whatever, but I guess from a gaming standpoint, that's the most famous Bond game. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That game was
the thing
kind
about
of revolutionizing. Like just the fact that you could play 4 players on a fucking map, just
I mean, that wasn't
killing each other.
Well, the first person aspect was the revolutionary part because like that was the first game that had actually decent or at least playable console controls for a first person shooter, because before that they were just impossible to play. But having that weird looking controller with the first little analog thumbstick made things work so much better for that game. And having like that couch co-op, oh my goodness. It was either like when you were growing up in like the 90s or whatever, it was that game and Mario Kart. That was like basically go get some fucking 3D Doritos, some Mountain Dew, and we're just gonna spend it all night playing these fucking 2 games with between like a whole party.
Hell yeah.
Until Mario Party came out. Mario Party was another one that people.
I'm actually trying to think if I ever saw the movie GoldenEye.
It's actually pretty good.
I seen it. It's not
bad. That's the one where he like there's like a laser that can like fucking kill people from space, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jewish space lasers.
Yeah.
That joke it's Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's not my real joke. She actually believes in that. So.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, she's a sitting senator. No, I'm sorry. House representative.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is so weird. It's because so the Xbox version will have 4K resolution, a better frame rate. It'll come with achievements, but no fucking online play. But the Switch will have graphics closer to the N64, and we'll have online multiplayer.
480 graphics compared to 4K.
How do you make 8? How do you make 8? Well, I guess was it 16-bit or 32-bit for the original game?
32-bit. No, 64. It was then 64, 64-bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 64. So how do you make 64-bit better in 4K? Would it just be?
It's like playing Minecraft on a fucking 4K. Like it doesn't matter. Like whatever.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Well, apparently they're redoing. They've redone the graphics for the Xbox, but you can't play online. I mean, you can do couch co-op, I guess, but
that's so weird. That's weird.
It's still strange to me.
Dude, GoldenEye and Counter-Strike were like my gateway drugs into like multiplayer, like first-person shooter games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that scoped me as a man.
Good shit. Yeah, man. There were some other like new games for PlayStation. Of course, I don't have the fucking list in front of me, but one of them kind of was by Team Ninja, I believe. And
yeah.
It was reminiscent of kind of like Ghost of Tsushima in a lot of ways, but with guns.
Yeah, that one looked when he pulled out that goddamn like it was like a musket, and he like
Yeah.
stabbed the dude like a spear, and then he shot him in the face. I was like, all right, then let's keep going.
Yeah. All right. So we'll see. Now here's what I'll say too. Yes, there was no mention of Spider-Man 2 or whatever. Y'all just gonna have to fucking wait. That's not coming anytime fucking soon. You know what I mean? Like,
Dude,
just be fucking patient.
the Spider-Man game, and then we had fucking Miles Morales. Like those two, like Miles Morales was a game within itself. It was a short game, but it was still a game within itself. So I mean, we kind of got Spider-Man 1.5,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was. I thought it was. I wasn't expecting to see a Spider-Man game. I mean, wearing the Spider-Man shirt, but like, yeah, like I wasn't expecting. I would have loved to see a Spider-Man game.
I would have loved to have seen the Wolverine game that they're supposed to be making.
So
I forget about that shit.
Yeah, I can't tell from the timing if that's going to be after Spider-Man or before, but
Probably
it's
after.
still the same studio.
Yeah, probably after.
Yeah, so take your time, make it fucking good and shit. And then I saw Yakuza fans are going to be eating good. Like they're dropping like all kind of Yakuza. I've never played any of these, but like I have them for free on PlayStation Plus. I feel like some of them must be decent because they made like 50 billion of them. Have you played any of them?
I haven't played any of them, man. It's like, you know what got me? So when it got
Dynasty Warrior,
when it came to the games that even looks anything like Shenmue, I'm just kind of like meh. Because like I remember I played Shenmue because I used to have a Dreamcast, and I really wanted to like Shenmue, but it was the most boring fucking game I ever played in my entire goddamn life. It was so boring. I was just like I'm just running around doing some shitty karate, and I have to like run errands. I was like, oh, this isn't fun. And then in the future, I'm like literally playing a game where I'm just delivering shit as like some white dude in a dystopian future. So maybe I can just try that game again. All right.
Speaking of consoles, whatever happened to? I mean, I don't know if we're done with the state of play stuff, but what happened to Atari's console that was supposed to be releasing?
Oh yeah, probably the pandemic. You know.
Yeah.
Well, the pandemic, and then also, what about Soldier Boy's console? Like, what's happened with that thing?
Hold on, Soldier Boy shit was some emulator that he lied about and tried to sell because people were trying to sue his ass.
Yeah, he got in all kind of trouble.
Wait, hold on. They sold 10,000 units.
Oh, the Soldier Boy?
No,
Soldier Boy cast?
The Atari VCS.
Oh,
okay.
Shit.
It came out in June of 2021. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Mid-pandemic, that's
like what can you even play on this thing? It has very PC. It has like PC specs. It's very strange.
Nice.
They should give it. They should give it a number. I mean, because they had like the 2600, the 1000. Like they should have gave it a number instead of a VCS.
Look,
I kind of want to buy.
You gotta pay. Yeah, you gotta pay respect, man. Look, without Atari, there'd be no gaming. Like they really were the shit. They popped this whole thing off.
Once again, if it wasn't for Black Post, there would be any gaming.
There you go. I wanted to say or get Blue's opinion on this one real quick, and then we'll go around the horn. But I saw this trailer for Black Adam. Did you see this one, Blue? I thought you did. What'd you think?
Yeah.
So, at first, when I heard that The Rock was going to be Black Adam, I was like, "Oh God!" Like The Rock is everything right now. He's. So originally, it was Tom Cruise was like the number one high paid actor, and it became Will Smith, and now it's The Rock. I'm like, The Rock is in everything, but I don't know, man. This Rock is he might be killing it in this role because I thought the trailer was really good. We got to see more of not Doctor Strange of
Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate. We got to see more of Dr. Fate. We got to see some Hawkman action. We got to see the Atom. We got to see him as a large version of himself. But I don't know. I'm hyped for this movie. Like I'm really hoping that this movie not break records, but it does really well because the DC universe is struggling in the movie realm. Aquaman did really well. Wonder Woman did really well. I would say
Batman.
I mean, yeah, the Batman was really good, but I don't even know where we are. I don't know where we are with a sequel for that.
Like, and the problem is all the movies that you mentioned they're not pulling down MCU numbers. You know, so that's the main thing.
Yeah, that's the main thing. But like, I thought it was really good. I loved the trailer. I thought it was really good, and I'm super excited. And DC's doing really well as far as like bringing out their villains, like except for, I mean, what was it? The Suicide Squad. Like it was, the first one was decent. The second one was a little more funnier, but then also Peacemaker. That shit was, that whole fucking series was goddamn hilarious. Like
Yeah.
goddamn, they hit the hammer on the nail with that series.
The
Like
fucking
God,
song's in my head again. Do you want
yeah,
to?
that and like the chick that blew up and like the little fucking bug people. Like I don't know. I'm ready for a season 2 of Peacemaker. But overall, I thought the trailer was really good. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what The Rock does. I kind of want to, see maybe hopefully they will do this in the DC universe with with Superman and Captain Marvel against Black Adam, because they did it in the animated series,
Yeah.
which is cool. But yeah, I loved it.
What you guys see it? Anybody else
Yeah,
see
I
the
watched
trailer?
it. It was rather amazing. I think this is like one of those movies because they filmed it like a little bit before the
Years ago.
pandemic started, and I think that
Yeah.
they've really gotten to take the time and like really refine that movie because they've had 2 years to make this film, and I think that they just because back then, remember when the pandemic first started, there were still movies. It was like, oh yeah, it's gonna come out later this year, but Black Adam was like, nah, we ain't announcing shit. And
Yeah.
so it wasn't until it was like because they wanted it to be a goddamn blockbuster. So I think
Mhm.
that, and it's smart. I don't know what date it's coming out, but I can guarantee you there's gonna be nothing of
Uh,
note coming out around that.
It's next
October
month.
21st. October 21st. There's actually a lot of shit dropping that same fucking
Is
day.
is there really? I think it's gonna crush it unless it's like something big that's coming out that day.
Wait, when
So
did it come out?
the 21st of October. It's not
Oh
just a
shit.
film. There's other products as well coming out. Like Gotham Knights is out that day. I think Modern Warfare is out that same day. So it's gonna be like a
Yeah,
lot of
but it's always different though. Like you can
shit.
literally
It'll
buy
be
Call of Duty and then see a
different.
2-hour movie.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying alluding to is that there's multiple products from different, devices or services that are dropping all that day. And I know there's a couple more that I'm missing, but there's a lot of
What
stuff released on that day.
the thing too is this is because I remember like HBO Max signed a deal with DC where like the movies will get released onto their platform.
So
So it's like,
that
is it
was
going to be in a theater for like 2 weeks and then hit HBO Max? Because if that's the case, I might be.
I think it's theatrical for undisclosed amount of time, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So their deal was for a year during the pandemic. That
Yeah.
deal ended
Mm,
in
Yeah.
2021. So now that DC Warner Brothers and DC Films got bought out by Discovery, like there's a lot of stuff that has changed. And so it may be a while before you see stuff on HBO Max, at least a couple months now.
like
Yeah.
like the whole being able to watch movie from home platform, like that shit is life changing. That should have changed the industry. Like they should release in theaters and still watch it from home. I mean, I if they charge $50 to watch it from home, and Crohn's probably will back me up on this, that's still a fucking deal. Because even here in the Bay Area for watching a movie, it's like maybe $15 to watch it per person.
Yeah.
But like, so if you see it was two people watch it, but if you will watch a movie with a kid, that's right there. That's $45. So that's still $5 cheaper than if you were to pay $50. Like watching it from home is more beneficial because you can pause it. You can have your own fucking snacks. You can rewind. You can have fucking subtitles up. Like there's so much more benefits from watching it at home. But then like, 4K TVs, I don't say they're dirt cheap, but like you can get like a 70 inch for like under $1,000 easily.
Yeah, I got like my 55-inch, which is like my gaming TV. I think I got it for like maybe $750, and that was like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. It's like
Yeah.
the fucking cheap as shit.
So
But
I
then
bought
also,
on Black Friday for 525. It's a 55 4K.
Yeah.
Yeah, just make sure you
but
get
then
the right.
also like
Go ahead.
people throw out like, oh, the audio quality, like you need to have surround sound and blah blah blah. You pay another $200, you get a fucking sound bar in the front and like a subwoofer and two speakers behind you, and you're fucking golden.
Or you can just buy some good headphones.
Like, just buy some good fucking headphones.
Yeah,
So I was gonna say, I don't know if Kronos is gonna bring this up, but Matt from Pre-Org Live, he brought up where it costs like maybe $8 for him to see a movie.
Mhm.
So for people that live in like more rural areas, it's way cheaper to see a film.
well, yeah,
Yep.
but they also get paid way less. So I mean, there's also that. So like that,
That,
yeah,
there's that. True. Go
those
ahead.
those
Kronos.
things do
That
even
too.
out. Yeah, I said it a while ago, even before the pandemic started. I said I would pay extra money just to watch it at home because when you have kids,
Yeah.
like, and that's what happened when the pandemic first started. They were like $20 for a movie. I was like, yeah, fine,
Yeah.
And then like there was a couple times where we would literally, it's during the pandemic, we would mask up and the movie theaters were open, and we would just go and buy popcorn and come home and then buy a movie that was already in the theaters and just watch it.
Mhm.
I figured
Well,
my
I mean,
my 30+ years of pirating shit, I can pay some of it back now.
yeah. Well, I mean, for like watching like a sport event, we pay like fucking, I think like UFC
60
fights, they go
bucks,
for like
60, 70.
$67.
Yeah.
Like for a group of people that will watch that same fucking event. Like I can see the same thing happening for movies that get released. And then like I think Thor: Love and Thunder released on Disney Plus last week, and I was like, I literally waited for it to be on Disney Plus for me to watch it.
Yeah, I need to watch it too.
I'll say this real quickly back to Black Adam. I like the power set. He seems obviously strong as fuck and can certainly fight, and seems like this true anti-hero. And then the other thing I really like is it looks like we're going to get a chance to see Nth Metal. And I know,
Yeah.
a lot of folks who aren't into like DC Comics or at all don't know what the fuck that is. But Hawkman's armor and his fucking weaponry certainly fucking changes, and it's like some almost alien like life of its own.
Yeah.
Nth Metal is magic fucking metal that's incredible, and it does some interesting fucking things. Hawkman's certainly tied to it. If they do it right, that should be a big player in a whole lot of cosmic DC stuff from now on, and Earthbound DC stuff.
Yeah.
So really looking fucking forward to that shit. Who
Kind
saw
of
this?
like
Oh, go ahead.
real quick, kind of jump back to the Atari VCS. So you can the console itself, the base model is $300, and you can buy it on Atari's website right now. But you can buy the bundle version that comes with like old school looking classic controller, and that's it comes with a classic controller and like a modern controller, and that's $400. So, damn, that's a lot. That's like
Yeah.
extra $100.
It's an Xbox
$100
Series
for
S.
200.
You
Yeah, but honestly, like it honestly it looks fucking cool. Like it almost looked worth having. But yeah, just a little throwback on that one.
It does look pretty cool. Even the new controllers look. I mean, they look cool. They got good branding. All right, you won.
Yeah.
Kronos, I thought you were saying, I know, somewhere in the chat or something, that Pickle Rick was back.
Yes, Rick and Morty is back. Season 6 of Rick and Morty. Episodes 1 and 2 are out. If they're dropping at least the first one, it's already on Adult Swim on their YouTube channel. So they might have dropped episode 2 as well. But it's pretty cool that it's free to watch if you don't have HBO Max or Hulu or whatever cable.
That's what drug dealers do. The first hit's always free.
Yeah, but man, this latest season, man. What was the first one? I just watched the second one, the Die Hard one. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet. I'll just say Die Hard.
I've seen the first one. I haven't seen the second.
Yeah, the second one is just fucking Die Hard. I gotta remember what the first one was actually about. That shit was
The
pretty
first
funny.
one literally continues where season 5 ended,
Yeah, it was a
where it's like,
fallout.
yeah, and it starts out kind of like Endgame, kind of like where Nebula and Tony Stark were stuck on a ship, and this
Oh
one
yeah.
is 40 are stuck on the Citadel, and the Citadel is wrecked. And then you see was it space shit? What's the hell? Space Beth.
Yeah.
She comes in and saves him, and then it just goes wild from there. it just super goes crazy. It goes kind of a little meta, where basically the portal system is dead, so they can't portal nowhere. But
Well,
yet
did
they find a new dimension. It's
well no,
fucking.
didn't Rick was like he was trying to refill the
He's
portal
trying,
gun, and for
he's
some
trying to
reason it
reboot.
like yeah, he basically did a all control delete to reboot his fucking portal gun,
Yeah.
and it sent anybody who was not in the right portal or right dimension back to where they originally came from.
That shit
And
was
that
crazy.
implications is I think everybody forgot that Jerry was from a different place.
Yeah,
And they even talked about it.
Well, no,
yeah,
it's not that people thought Jerry was from a different place. It was more like we get to learn that Rick picked up the wrong fucking Jerry.
Yeah.
yeah. Because
Because basically there was
watched
like a daycare center for Jerry's
Yeah.
yeah,
and Rick and Morty. The Rick and Morty that we watch went to pick up their Jerry, and they're like, "Oh, I don't have my tag." I was like, "Oh, is this your Jerry?" It doesn't fucking matter. They're all the same fucking Jerry.
it's hella funny because they go and pick up season two Jerry. They're, oh, this is our original Jerry. I was like, what the
Yeah,
fuck? That shit was wild. Oh man. But
but
yeah, it's the
heard
gun doesn't work.
I heard Wendy's is doing a. You know how McDonald's they did like a whole
Szechuan sauce.
well no so Wendy's no sorry McDonald's did like a BTS combo meal, like, oh, this is what BTS would order, and I think they did another celebrity, I can't think what the names were,
Oh,
but
Megan Thee Stallion, she had a sandwich there.
there was somebody else they did too that was like really popular. I can't think who it was, but Rick and Morty they partner with Wendy's and they have a Wendy's combo that you can order, but I'm trying to find out what it is because Rick and Morty did the whole the Szechuan sauce, but now it's like a McDonald's sauce. I'm not sure why they're partnering with Wendy's, but I'm trying to see what their combo is for Wendy's.
Yeah, it's been pretty funny so far. I have not seen the Die Hard episode, so I'm looking to see that like as soon as possible because that should first episode was fucking crazy and it was hilarious at the same time. But this season looks like it's gonna be great, so I can't wait.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, where are we
Yeah.
going next, gentlemen?
Also, Rick and Morty is an Academy awarding series, so
Award-winning series?
award winning. Yeah, there you go. For season
Oh,
6.
oh, oh! I know we talked
Wait,
about last
okay,
week.
quick
Go
thing.
ahead.
So they're the combo in here. It just says Coca-Cola is one of their flavors that they have, and you gotta order it through Uber Eats.
Oh, yeah.
What do you? I'm
That
trying to
makes sense.
figure out what you get.
Okay. Should we talk about them Thrones? Did everybody watch it?
Yeah. That's that's nasty. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, go ahead, set it up.
Oh,
Oh, they just set it up. Just
oh my goodness.
nasty, nasty
Oh man.
motherfuckers.
We get House of the Dragon. This is episode 4? Yeah, it's episode 4. And it's just like shit, how did we start this? So it sounds like it's like another time jump by like a year. It was kind of weird to kind of show up, but like we get Damon because they talk about his war with the crab people, and he shows up to the throne with like his long hair's cut. He's got some weird like I don't know. He's got some weird like 50s kind of hairdo, kind of weird thing, and they call him the king in the not king of the sea, but like king in the stones or something. He shows up with the crown, but he kneels before his brother. He says basically we defeated our enemies. I kneel before my king. You're my king. And so the brother like kind of seemingly forgives him for being an asshole. All right, rise and join me. So they go have this like reception or whatnot. They're chilling. Rhaenyra's being super rebellious. We go, we see that her relationship with the queen, they still want to be friends, but like she's still her stepmom. So it's kind of
Her
funky. So then,
stepmom. She's the queen.
yeah, yeah, she's a queen, but she's Rhaenyra's stepmom. I mean, her real mom's dead. So we get to the scene where Rhaenyra gets a message, and it's a map. It's a map showing her room, and her room has like a hidden passageway she had no clue about. So she ends up going to this passageway, and she meets up with her uncle, Damien. So he shows her the
Damon, not Damien.
yeah, Damon. So she shows her the city and what the people that she was potentially supposed to rule over, what they think of her and what's going on in the castle. They're doing these like little plays, and so she sees this stuff. So then Damon takes her to like this whorehouse, right? Because she's in disguise, she's in street clothes, kind of like what Aladdin did. And she kind of, when they get to the whorehouse, he kind of exposes her so that they can see what that she's the princess in a whorehouse. And then like he's telling her what she's looking at. She's like, "Where are we?" And he's like, "Oh, this is where people go to be free." He's like, "You want to be free, right?" And then he begins to seduce his fucking niece. They end up making out, and she does not push him away. She just lets him go in. He basically strips her naked, pretty much. He has her ass out, titties are out.
Wait, wait,
They're
wait, wait. Was she stuck in a washing machine?
No.
I'm,
I missed the
I'm all
reference.
confused what's going on here.
Yeah, no, he pulls her ass and tits out. He literally pushes her up against the wall, makes her arch that back. He's about to get it in, but he can't. He gets frustrated and he dips. He leaves. He leaves her half naked, all kind of exposed. She makes her way back to the castle. She's still like hot and ready. So she has this little flirty thing with Sir Kristen, and she brings him into her room.
Her royal guard.
Yeah, she brings him into her room. She's playing around. He's like, I'm supposed to be guarding you. And she's like, nope, take off your clothes. She doesn't say this, but she basically plays with him, starts taking off his armor, strips him naked. They get on her
Then
bed.
it was like 3 hours later.
Yeah,
They get
they
it
do the
on.
nasty. Yeah, they find. I mean, she was still ready to
They're like, you
go.
know what? I'm just tired. Can we just cuddle?
Yeah.
Wait. Question: Is this part of the Little Mermaid? Like,
Nah. So they end up doing the nasty, and then like uh, Damon wakes up and like I don't know where the hell he was. He was in like some weird barn or I don't know where he was, but he's drunk as fuck because he wakes up next to a bottle of wine, and his whore or his soon to be wife or whatever.
no.
Yeah, his ex-wife. Well, they weren't really. They were gonna get married.
Yeah, yeah, they're supposed to get
Till
married,
he
but
was
they're
tripping.
not. Yeah, but they were still smashing. So she shows up, and then she said apparently she sent one of her spies to the castle to inform the hand of the king, that they saw Rhaenyra and her uncle making out in a whorehouse. So while Damon is trying to get sober, this whole ordeal goes down in the castle. Like, there's no way Rhaenyra would be like be the slutty. Like she's a good girl. She does the right thing. She does this and that. I'm grooming her to be queen. And like the hand's like, you know what? I got word. He's all, I don't believe you. Tell me who did this. I'll fucking cut off their throat, slit out their eyes. Like, who's selling lies about my daughter? Like, well, this is from a good source. So why don't you tell me your source? So I can't give up my sources. Oh, well, then fuck you then.
I feel like the writer of the show was just scrolling through fucking Pornhub with like, oh shit, there's a I
Yeah,
stumbled across the uncle and niece story. Let me just type this up into something I can fucking work with.
yeah, they're watching the step bro fucking
Yeah.
stepsister category. So it's just like word gets to the king. The queen overheard. She confronts the king. She's like, "Hey, I'll go ask her. We're friends. I'll go ask her what's going on." She gets to Rhaenyra and she's like, "So I heard you fucked your uncle." Like literally, she says, "I heard you fucked your uncle." She's like, "What? I would never do that. I didn't do that." But she's like, kind of like taken it back because she knows she got seen. She knows she got caught. She makes up a lie, so it's a half. I'll say it's a lie because it's a half truth, and she doesn't tell the queen the whole truth. She doesn't say that she made out with her uncle. She said they never do that kind of thing. She just said he was drunk and tried to like not even kiss her or whatever. She says something like push upon her, and then that he left her, which he did. but she still didn't say that they made out and she liked it because she did. And so she kind of panics a little bit. There's a little bit of crying, and she hasn't spoken to her dad the whole episode. Her and her dad finally kind of talk like later on, like later in the night, and he's like, "What the fuck is happening?" And she's just like, "I never did this. This didn't happen to me. But it's your man, the hand of the king. He wants your throne. He wants your son to usurp me, and you swore to me that I'm going to get the throne. So you can't trust his judgment." So the king sets a private little audience with the hand, and gives him the boot. So guess what? Your ambitions are too high. You're acting like a little bitch. Give me your hand to the king. Get the fuck out. So he fires the hand of the king on this like supposed rumor. He confronts Damon, and Damon proposes that he marries his niece in order to keep their bloodline strong. I'm like,
It's so that's so everything you said right now. I don't watch Game of Thrones or follow
House
the whole
of the
series,
Dragon, House of the Dragon.
but like I have not seen anything posted about how incestual relationship between uncle and niece is really bad. I see more posts about a black fucking mermaid than I have about an uncle trying to seduce his niece and trying to sleep with her or any negative things of that nature. Like,
Well, I mean,
Oh,
to be honest, it's more acceptable because like the monarchies do that.
mhm.
You know,
And so continuing
which is
that
gross.
monarchy tradition, the dad commands his daughter to marry her cousin. Her cousin, apparently, I guess they have dragons of their own, that their houses combined, they would have more dragons, they would have stronger status. And he's like, I don't care who you like no more. I gave you the chance to pick somebody. You may or may not mess around with your uncle. Doesn't matter. Word's getting out. So guess what? You get to marry your cousin, make our house strong. He kicks out the brother, never to return. Don't come back. Don't ever let me fucking see you again. Fucking burn you alive, whatever, kill you. So shit goes fucking super crazy. Where the hand of the king got his ass kicked out of fucking office. The uncle suggests that he marries his niece, and the king tells his daughter to marry her cousin.
yet once again, there's no backlash about the incestual stuff going on, but
So
still a mermaid can't be black.
Well,
A
so
mermaid can't.
they did complain about the black people in the show too.
Did
oh yeah,
To be clear,
complain about the black people show? Yeah.
but not.
The
and
most important thing was that they're black elves. Like, no, that can't fucking be. They can't be
no.
black elves.
So to be back when Game of Thrones was on, there was a lot of incest on the
Oh
show.
yeah.
People,
First episode, they have
yeah,
fucking a brother, fucking his sister, and a
exactly,
kid fucking falling from the window. And I was like, okay, what am I watching?
exactly. And later on in the series, they have the aunt fucking her nephew. And so people were literally cheering for the uncle and the nephew to like literally rule the land and have fucking mutated kids. But so it was kind of expected
Bunch of
in this series. So
bunch of
you probably won't,
hemophiliacs.
yeah, you won't see as much complaining about incest in the show because it's kind of like known to happen like years ago. So yeah,
So gross.
Quick little sidebar. Like, I know we talk about like the Little Mermaid, and we talk about the rings, but also we talk about the rings kind of being the fuel for fire with the whole controversy thing, but then also um the Sandman on Netflix. That kind of was like that was like the sparks. Not even the sparks. Yeah, I would say it was the sparks. The sparks from the Sandman, because like a lot of characters were portrayed as black actresses in that series, and like people were complaining about that shit too. So that was like the spark. The rings was like the fire, and then fucking the Little Mermaid was just a fucking napalm. It's just fucking.
Let me say this real quickly because I'm still finishing up. I'm taking my time with the Sandman. holy fuck, I love this death actress. Her
Mm.
fucking hair, she's fucking gorgeous. Her name Kirby Howlett Baptiste or something like that. I was
Mhm.
like, wow. Well, if I'm gonna have to fucking pass away or whatever, hopefully no time soon, just send her my way. You know what I mean?
You,
You know, like,
you're listening to the audiobook, right? You're not doing the
no, I'm
series.
doing the Netflix series.
Okay, okay, Netflix. Because the audiobooks is Kat Dennings, right?
She is an attractive
She is
woman as
the
well.
she is the voice of Death, and she got some DLCs and
She got
yeah,
Tiggle Bitty. Tiggle
tickle
Bitty.
bitties. Like,
I
but
mean,
no,
you can
overall,
in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Mhm.
oh god, I kind of want to go into Love and Thunder right now. Have you guys all seen Love and Thunder?
I haven't seen
I've
it yet,
seen it. I've seen it.
but go ahead.
Uh,
I mean, I'm way late, so go ahead.
it's if I would say like if it's a movie is a hit or miss, I would say it's more on the miss side. But then again, God,
Christian
what's his name?
Batman.
Batman. He kills it in his fucking role. Like he was really good at that role. I'm like, holy shit! Like he was the best. He was the best character in that goddamn movie. Like the guy who played Thor, Chris
Christian Bale.
Hemsworth.
Christian Bale.
No, Chris Bell. Yeah, Chris Bell. That guy, he killed that fucking role. Like he emotion wise, when his daughter fucking died. Sorry, spoiler. This is the first fucking 10 seconds in the movie, so it's not much of a spoiler. His daughter dies. I'm like, okay, I understand why you're about to kill all the fucking gods. Like that shit just makes fucking sense. He was just bad. Even when he was like joking around with the kids, like this, because once he's like possessed by the sword, like he takes the kids of Asgard. Just his charisma is just fucking just amazing. But like everything else was just too fucking comedic. Like I'm not like the first Thor movie was really good. The second Thor movie is like, okay, you guys getting kind of humorous with this. The third one, I'm like, okay, you guys are. I want to see Thor do fucking badass shit. Or at least, actually, was it Thor? Because it was Thor, and then was
Thor: The Dark World.
Dark World, and it was Ragnarok.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so those three movies, those two were like two like comedy and stuff like that. But yeah, I want to see more of a badass Thor. They're trying to. I feel like they're trying to follow the Guardian of the Galaxy formula to make Thor like more comedy and like more relatable. I want to see Thor just fucking like just being a Greek fucking god, just fucking shit up.
Norse. Norse.
Yeah, yeah, Norse mythology, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I thought Thor Love and Thunder was it was it was low on my fucking score. Like Buzz Lightyear was higher on my fucking radar as per movies I watched. But yeah, like it God, it was a great movie.
Mm.
Good but not great.
It's definitely not great. It's weird because I guess Thor: Love and Thunder made more than Ragnarok, and Ragnarok was a huge hit. So I really like Ragnarok. This one I didn't like so much. There were things that definitely, like Blue said, Christian Bale kills it as Gore. What I didn't like kind of about Thor's character is that the sword has huge history, and we don't see that history like kind of in the comics. But there, I feel like there's wiggle room to go back to Null.
Yeah,
There,
they talk about it with the King in Black.
yeah, but you don't see him getting the sword from the King in Black. And then what's cool is the way that Thor fights, or not Thor, Gore. The way that Gore fights, he fought in a way that I was not prepared for to watch. It was very very unique. Also, it kind of is reminiscent of what I kind of alluded to is that they still could introduce Null, and I feel like what they did was gave you a little precursor of what the sword does and what we could see later on in the MCU. But When you see Odinson, Thor Odinson, it's a little, I don't know, it's kind of like a strange romantic comedy kind of thing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's okay, but it just didn't kind of. You don't see as much cool shit as you do in Ragnarok. I mean, you see
Yeah.
kind of like okay kind of stuff. The stuff with the kids was a little interesting. It's a little. I don't want to
Yeah.
say.
No, let's not spoil it.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna spoil it. It's just seeing the stuff with the kids is just kind of like a little like okay, this could get dangerous, but you know, it's a Disney
It's
movie.
it's like they their probably was a script that was like maybe not PG-13. What's the one that's about? Is PG-13 the highest before rated R?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty.
Okay, I think they basically had a PG-13 rating and like, oh, we gonna bring this down to PG,
No, it's PG.
and it did that.
It's PG-13.
You know,
I mean,
what's interesting. I was just thinking about like what you were asking about like the ratings, because it goes like PG. It's PG, PG-13, R, and then NC-17, which is fucking weird because rated R movies are supposed to be 18 years old, right?
Yeah, 18 up.
But
You're
then,
also missing one.
but NC-17 is like the one that's like you have to actually card people if
Yeah.
you work in the,
Yeah.
in the
yeah, what
movie
the
theater.
hell? Wait. Yeah, like what?
So hold
Well,
on.
if
You're missing G.
if you're
G is
17, you're
G, that's what I
cool
meant.
to. No, wait, no. So it's 18-17, right?
Yeah,
hmm
You have to be 17 or over to go to it. But if it's or if it's rated R,
it's
you have to be
18.
18 to watch it.
But 100% though, anything that's NC-17 is like usually a pretty fucked up movie. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but so
So
17-year-olds can't see R-rated movie,
yeah,
but they
which
can
is
see an
weird.
NC-17 movie. What the
The
hell?
the funny thing, especially when you look back in the history of like horror movies, there's like
Oh,
a scene or two that separates literally on the editing room floor an R from an NC-17, and
yep.
you see it like for example with Ash or Evil Dead, uh, the first one, or
Oh.
no, I'm sorry, the most recent remake, they had an NC-17 cut that came out, and you can
well,
even see that in some theaters.
So I actually looked it up, like the difference between NC-17 and rated R. So NC-17 rating, it bars anybody from 17 from viewing the film. Rated R allows under 17 to attend the film with an accompanying parent or an adult guardian.
oh, okay.
Yeah, because I remember when I worked in the movie theaters, because we had a movie that was NC-17. I think it was Crash, and we had to
Oh
fucking
yeah,
straight up,
Mhm.
I've
yeah,
seen that movie.
we had to straight
That
up
movie.
card people.
Yeah, that movie was fucking
I,
wild. It's a
That
David
movie's
Lynch film.
fucked up.
Oh,
I
it is.
always thought the first NC-17 movie was was it Striptease?
No.
No,
Is that was the one with homegirl from Saved by the Bell?
Oh, you're thinking Showgirls.
Showgirls, that's what it was. Showgirls was NC-17.
I saw
No,
an
so
R version, so
no, so I was like, one movie I would think would be like a hard rated R is Nightmare on Elm Street, but I think Nightmare on Elm Street is like
yeah,
PG-13.
it's an R. So you want to know the first NC-17 film?
I know what it
It
is.
was a movie called Henry and June.
Yeah,
What's that
there
one
you go.
movie about?
Yeah,
that's what Uma
I think
Thurman.
it's about sex. Pretty sure.
Is that the movie Kids?
No, Kids is actually R, and they
Yeah.
played it. And it was weird because they were saying if you were, they were saying parents should take their kids to see the film to let them know. Well, it's supposed to be a lesson for parents to see what their kids were doing, and then talk about it with your kids. A lot of people
Wow.
against that. They're like, no, this movie is really fucked up. No kid should see this.
I
Other
mean,
people are like, you should take this with your kids and talk about it because this is what your kids are doing while you're not around. So
so yeah, just to be really fucking clear, there's a huge difference between elementary, junior high, and high school kids.
oh yeah.
And
Yes. Oh yes.
so yeah.
So check this out. There's going to be an NC-17 film on Netflix in a few weeks
Hmm.
Okay.
with the Marilyn Monroe biopic with Anna de Armas as Marilyn Monroe. So
I wish she get that. She gets that BBC. It's the good as paid.
I
She gets that
maybe
presidential dick. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
she sure did get the presidential. So
Yeah.
No,
this movie's had buzz since July. They're
Yep.
talking
think
about this to be an Oscar film, even though it's an NC-17 film, which could be historic.
What's
So
the name of the movie?
it's
Blonde.
called Blonde.
What's it called?
Blonde.
Oh, okay.
All right,
I know
guys.
there's a movie coming out where like an older lady, she hires like a black guy to come service her.
Oh, that movie's already out. That's a
They've
comic.
been making them pornos since the fucking 70s. Come on now.
Yeah.
It's true.
You trying to wrap it
All
up?
right,
with
Indie
Prodigy?
film.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's wrap it on out, guys.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Old Ninja, what you got popping this week? Goddamn it.
Shit. So it is the 14th. So on the 21st of this month will be fucking Star Wars Andor with 3 episodes dropping day
Fucking
one.
Star Wars.
So I'm fucking watching the fuck out of that. Also Netflix dropped a cyberpunk anime. Like,
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I might check it out. Apparently, it's a series and not a movie. I thought.
Yeah, because there's a DLC coming out. I think it's maybe the same name. I could be
Yeah.
wrong.
So there's 2 DLCs.
Yeah.
One DLC is for all generations of console. The upcoming DLC is only for next gen and PC only. And CD Projekt Red's already been out there saying like, hey, if you got these consoles, you won't be able to play this DLC because apparently it's going to add some extra stuff and maybe some extra fixes. But
Well, they barely play on last gen's consoles. Let's just be totally honest here. So I'm not surprised.
Very true.
Yeah, but it's also been 2 fucking years. We need to call the PS5 current gen.
Yeah.
Not next gen.
Yeah, sure.
Next gen will be
Mine's still
the
sitting on the wall.
PSVR 2, which is coming out hopefully next year.
So I'm watching She-Hulk probably later tonight because that's on.
She-Hulk is so good.
Oh,
Yeah, it's later. We didn't talk. We haven't
Madison
really,
fan. I'm a Madison fan.
right. I'm just gonna say Wong got in that ass. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, I'm watching She-Hulk. I'm gonna try to watch this 2077 anime. Um, Clerks 3 is out in theaters apparently, so I gotta support Kevin Smith. Big fan. I gotta see this fucking film. Yeah, just gonna continue try to watch Rings of Power. We'll definitely watch House of the Dragon on Sunday, and try to hold Prodigy's hand through Destiny 2 again through the weekend because apparently he still can't jump, which was proven to me yesterday. He ain't raid ready because he can't jump.
That's so fucking embarrassing.
Yeah. That's it for me.
Blue, Blue ain't there. Fucking
Yeah,
Kronos,
yeah.
what you got?
Once again, I just want to say thanks to Mr. X and his family. It was cool to see you. It was cool to have like I had probably like I think 3 or 4 of like the deepest conversations I've had with like all 4 of those 3 or 4 of those individuals like that we've ever had, and that occurred like around that same time of his wedding, and one was like at his wedding. So yeah, it was a really cool trip for me to get closer to some people. Neato. Other than that, nothing I want to talk about. Gets kind of longer. If at the end of this podcast, if everything goes right, it'll have the spoiler part about the House of the Dragon at the end after we do our sign off. So if I stay awake, I do it. So if not, then you can just tell me to go flick yourself in the comments. So you forgot.
Oh, there you go. I kind of like that.
But, all right,
we'll see how long it takes.
Okay.
Blue, what you got?
Oh God, sorry, I had to step out for a little bit, but yeah, maybe at Mr. X's wedding, like Cronos and we had a cool moment, and it just bonded our friendship, which was amazing. Like every time I think about it, it's like this guy's more of a brother than a friend, but just shout out to him. For my son, like God damn, this kid. When you become a parent, when you bring your kid home for the first day, you're like, what do we do now? And all of a sudden, 2 years later, you're like, fuck, this kid's got teeth. Like he's already got like his front teeth. He's got 4 front teeth. He's got his molars. And he's got fucking canines growing in. It's like, god damn, like where the fuck is time going? And he's about to hit 18 months soon, so a year and a half.
Wow.
He's gonna hit a year and a half in 3 days, which is fucking crazy. But like, he's saying words, he's understanding certain things, commands, and he's testing boundaries. It's like, like god damn, like where the fuck did time go? Like god, everything's going by so fast. Um, cool little memories to my dad. My dad's birthday was yesterday. If you're not a fan of the podcast, my dad passed away last year. I can't even remember a fucking date. I didn't even try to think about it, but he'd have been 81 if he was around. He'd have been 81 last year. But yeah, man, just trying to live life this weekend. Helping to sweeten his friend, moving to her place. Yeah, my homeboy. RX RX7. He's getting married soon, so I'm looking forward to that bachelor party coming up. But yeah,
He doesn't have a name on here, does he?
yeah, I gotta talk to him and see what name he wants to go by because he is
He's XOR in the chat. So
XLR. We'll call him XLR.
XOR.
XLR.
XOR in the chat.
XOR. Yeah, XOR. Yeah, he's getting married in Hawaii, and like the bachelor party's coming up.
I'm trying to make
more than a month.
I'm trying to make it. It's in Austin, Texas. I love that town. So, or city.
Yeah, I've never been to Texas. I just want to fucking eat barbecue and see titties. You can't go wrong.
Oh,
So I
mean,
think in Texas, you can probably see both at the same place.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
You know what? We all need to find that fucking titty twister from Dusk Till Dawn. That's what we need to find.
Yes.
No,
we don't.
I don't.
Do
vampires. Yeah, I don't need vampires.
I think we can make it.
Yeah, I mean, if you saw Daybreak, that could go south real quick.
Hold on. Until I saw Selma Hayek, then I'd probably die first.
Yeah, come on.
Damn. Her and that, Jesus Christ.
If I could be converted to being a vampire, like, well, okay. If there's like a waiver, like, oh, you might be turned into a vampire today. I'm like, if it's a 50-50 shot, I'm like, I might go for it.
There you go. For me, I am gonna still try to finish off Vaulted Glass raid, hopefully with Old Ninja and some other folks. Yes, I'm gonna die a lot, but yes, I'm gonna keep on fucking trying. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but Destiny 2 has gotten its hooked fucking in me. Still watching Interspecies Reviewers, still fapping to it.
Now,
and really looking forward to some finishing off the Sandman, and just can't wait for fucking Ragnarok. That shit is gonna be fucking lit. And Black Adam. That's all I got. Take us out.
After you finish Sandman, you gotta listen to Batman Unburied.
Yes.
Because that shit's really good too.
All right, take us out, dude.
All right. You just experienced Black and Black times Infinity.
Titty meat.
Podcast on the internet. Check us out anywhere and everywhere. Be the BTI. That's BTNBTI. We have a Discord going. A lot of fun stuff and cool conversations on there. Let us know if you want to join. You can email us at bethenbti@gmail.com. Check out our official website, benhatproductions.com/bethenbti. Anywhere and everywhere you listen to podcasts, you can check us out with either Black and Black times Infinity or Beads and BTI. There you go. And then, what am I missing?
Anti-Haven is the truth.
No, it ain't. That shit got basically shut down. Oh, yeah. Don't forget, we go live every Wednesday, 8:30-ish on the Pacific time.
Yes.
There you go.
Come chat with us.
Yeah, come be a part of the conversation.
All right. And hopefully
be the fifth cast member, or sixth.
Hopefully on to the spoilers. All right, y'all. We're out of here.